Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to talk about how to effortlessly have clear skin no matter where you are in your cycle, no matter what, because there are two factors that will impact what your skin looks like the first week of the month and the last week of the month. And we're going to talk about those two things. The first thing is your glucose, your blood sugar. If you are having blood sugar issues with the food that you eat and how you eat it, it's not just about what you eat when it comes to blood sugar, it's also about how you're eating it. And if you are eating your food in a way that is not blood sugar and glucose friendly, you will have spikes and dips. You feel that in the moment through hunger, thirst, exhaustion, irritability, being like hangry in between meals. Those are clear signs that your blood sugar is having an issue. But if you continue to do it, the cumulative effect of having blood sugar issues throughout your day, throughout your week, throughout your month means that your skin is very hormonally sensitive. And the reason that is that often when we have issues with our blood sugar, which is then issues with insulin, and insulin is a hormone. And once you throw off one hormone, it's like a ripple effect of hormonal problems. You set off insulin, that sets off cortisol, and then that sets off your sex hormones, which means the hormones that affect like estrogen, progesterone, the ones that affect having hormonal breakouts, having cystic acne, having so many of those things affect you. If you work to resolve your glucose with every single bite that you consume over time, you will have no breakouts at all. I'll tell you right now, just like full disclosure, it is the first day of my period and I don't have any pimples on my face. Lift my hat up so you can see, because simply I work on my blood sugar every single day. It is the thing that I do with every single meal, every single bite that I take. I always think about what's going to happen to my blood sugar with this food and how can I mitigate any blood sugar spikes from food that will cause it. And that's also something that I want to highlight too. I'm not the type of person that is going to tell you that you have to give up all your favorite foods forever. No, there's always room for pleasure in whatever plan I put together for myself or I put together for my clients. That being said, having the education and the tools and the knowledge to know that even though I'm having this sweet thing, it doesn't have to affect my blood sugar negatively, that's where the rubber hits the road. And if you can commit to being mindful of your blood sugar and balancing your blood sugar for 2 weeks, you will experience a completely different period. You will experience a completely different complexion in 3 weeks or more because it's really happening in real time. So I always say this, when it comes to blood sugar and the benefits of blood sugar, you often start to see those results very quickly. If you are someone who wakes up in the middle of the night to pee, it's often a blood sugar issue. And that can be resolved by having a snack tonight. You will not wake up in the middle of the night tonight. Whereas some things with gut health, for instance, that does affect your glucose and it affects your skin and affects all these other things, those benefits take a little bit more time to come through because gut healing requires some deeper work. Impact your blood sugar and your glucose positively, it leaves more space for your body to then heal its gut. And in the meantime, you're going to start to experience, again, less painful periods, better complexion. And often our period and our cycle is so intertwined with what happens with our skin and with pimples and zits and all of that kind of stuff. Balancing your blood sugar is going to be so important for your skin and also your period. That's just like an asterisk add-on to this video. If you have painful periods, working on your blood sugar is going to help tremendously. So for instance, if you are just starting your period today, like me, hello sis, then what you can do now is if you start working on your blood sugar now, your next period will be completely different. Your skin will be completely different as a result of your hormonal changes not affecting your body so dramatically. Trust me on this one. One of the things that you should do in order to balance your blood sugar is, of course, to join the Glucose Glow Up community, because that's where I teach you everything about gut health, about blood sugar, about skin, about quitting sugar, like everything is in there. The first thing that you should do, and I recommend this to everyone, this is the tip that I give to every single person that I meet essentially, is to have the salad or vegetables first. So fiber in vegetables coats the stomach lining and therefore allows the glucose to be released slower into our body from the food that we eat because food is being absorbed slower. Because of that, that means that our blood sugar rises more stably because our blood sugar rises from the food that we eat. We just don't want it to spike. Our blood sugar will rise naturally, beautifully, and stay on a really good curve, and it won't like bring you up and then drop you down. If you have vegetables first, if you are having something super carby, you're having pasta, have a salad before. You're having pizza, have a salad before. You're having pancakes, have a salad before. And yes, I recommend you have a salad even before breakfast. And when I say salad, I just mean vegetables. It could be roasted vegetables, sauteed vegetables, air fried vegetables, steamed vegetables. They could be pureed. I mean, dealer's choice, but you want the fiber from those vegetables. So that is the best thing that you can do for your blood sugar right this minute, starting at your very next meal. And if you commit to balancing your blood sugar throughout your day, and therefore it becomes a day over day practice, you will notice in 3 to 4 weeks' time that your skin is different. It's behaving differently. It's not as hormonally sensitive. And you'll also experience your period differently too. But that's an aside. I'm going to do a video on that later. The last thing and the second thing, and this is just as important as your blood sugar because this is that extension that I'm talking about. So, blood sugar, you work on that, you start to feel the benefits, your skin's reacting differently, it's less irritated, it's less sensitive. And then we're going to start working on our liver health. If your liver is good, your skin is good. Just trust that. Because if the liver is congested and it is having a hard time processing hormones, the medication, the alcohol, the food, the everything that we do in our day-to-day life, that's going to show on your skin. If your body is having to process a lot of things and it's not being effective in that processing, you're going to have some skin problems. Your skin is going to show that. And the liver is one of the most important elements of our gut. Often when we talk about our gut, people are like, take a probiotic, take a prebiotic, eat fermented foods. And while I am all about that life, you also need to be thinking about your liver. If your liver is ignored, if your liver is not being tended to, and your skin is bad, that's where you need to put some effort and some work into. So the first thing that I always say to people, as far as liver health is concerned, is to look really closely at what you're putting in. So it's not just foods to eat, detox, it's also what's going in. So if you wear a lot of perfume, you wear a lot of makeup, you wear a lot of like scented creams, I'm going to challenge you to pull back on that because all of that is very, very hard for your liver to process. And often with personal care products, because it's not a regulated industry, there's a lot of, bad things for our bodies that are hidden in proprietary blends, is what they call it. That's sneaky stuff. Or even just fragrance. What is fragrance? What is all of that? You can reduce that. That is going to reduce the job your liver has to do and therefore free up some time for healthy, clear skin because it can decongest itself. Also, if you're a person that has a mild headache and you take an Advil or you take Tylenol, you're going to have to start doing better and more. You're gonna have to be a better sleuth at finding out why you have the headache as opposed to just getting rid of the headache. Because often it's like, are you hungry? Are you tired? Is there a scent around that is bothering you? Are you thirsty? Are you just emotional and irritated and maybe need a second? Is it hormonal? Are you getting your period? So understanding the root of some of these things before you take a medication can help you address it without having to take a medication, essentially. Once you start to understand the impact of the things you're putting on and in your body, and you can work to reduce some of those exposures, that's going to release the pressure and the task that the liver has in the first place. And then secondly, you also want to think about, again, how you're eating, the things that you're eating, the things that you're putting into your body. If you eat a lot of processed foods, that's going to be a lot for your liver to digest. If you drink a lot of sugary drinks, it's a lot for your liver to digest. If you drink a lot of alcohol, that is a lot for your liver to digest. If you are dealing with skin issues and you drink a lot, 2 to 3 times a week, you need to stop drinking or cut back considerably because the inflammation that is happening and the job of your liver is being solely focused on detoxing that. It's a poison. It just is. It's fun. It's so much fun, but it's a poison nonetheless. And so if you are trying to heal anything, getting rid of alcohol is going to set you above and in front of some of the people who still want to continue to drink and be on a healing journey. You don't have to quit drinking forever. It's just that in the healing journey, as you are on that path, drinking is only holding you back. It's like a tether. So, the last thing that I'll say about liver health is that you also want to do things like castor oil packs. I can't say enough about castor oil packs. I love them so much. They are so useful. They are so effective. They truly help the liver bounce back. They open up the liver detox pathways. They encourage smooth muscle contractions, which means that toxins can get pulled through and come out in our waste, in our pee, in our poo, and everywhere, in our sweat, in the whole nine. And so once we are able to boost liver function, our skin will naturally improve. One thing I will say though is that when you start to be considerate of your liver, maybe you're taking milk thistle, which is a supplement. Maybe you are doing lemon and water in the morning on an empty stomach. Maybe you're doing apple cider vinegar and water on an empty stomach. What you'll notice initially is that you do break out a little bit more. Your skin will kind of go like, what's happening? And just stay consistent. Don't quit, because that's just the push out phase. Once your liver gets all of that out, clear skin waits you on the other side. I promise you that. And so that's something that I also just want you to be mindful of. But doing something like a castor oil pack nightly has tremendously changed my skin. I love it so much. And it's so good for the liver. Now, you can make your own castor oil packs. You can DIY it. I recommend the Queen of Thrones castor oil pack. It's what I use. It's just really easy to put together. You don't have to do any like saran wrap, towel, this, that, the other. And you don't ruin any clothes or furniture because of the way that it's made. So I personally really like that castor oil pack, but I'll let you decide if you want to make your own or if you want to use the Queen of Thrones. Nonetheless, I put the link to the Queen of Thrones castor oil pack in the video description should you want to look it up. When it comes to clear skin, we have to be thinking about what can we do now to reduce the inflammation, to make our breakouts less angry, whether your breakout is a psoriasis one, an eczema one, an acne one. You want to make those less angry, less irritable, less raised. And once you do that, and that's with blood sugar work will take the heat right out of those, because you aren't inflicting inflammation every time you eat something and have a blood sugar spike and dip. So you take the heat out of it in that way. So then what you are able then to do is not be in discomfort. And when you are in pain, your brain is like not functioning properly, because there's a part of it that is just trying to not think about the pain, not think about the discomfort, move through this world normally, even though you're in pain. Like, I get that. Once you release that inflammation and that sort of like acute pain that's happening right in the moment, then you are able to make better choices because your brain has its facilities back. You aren't being distracted by the pain and the discomfort. And then that's when you can start to really focus on, what can I do to help my liver? What can I eliminate from my routine, from a personal care perspective, from maybe a pharmaceutical perspective? What can I add, like a castor oil pack, like doing lemon and water in the morning on an empty stomach? And so understanding that it's a two-factor, one helps immediately and one is going to help with the acuteness of these inflammatory responses, blood sugar, and one is going to help with the chronic element, so the continued persistence and pervasiveness of these conditions, and that's liver health. Working on both of those things in tandem is going to help you tremendously. And also, when you work on your blood sugar, you help your liver. When you work on your liver, you help your blood sugar. They work together. When you get to the other side, and you're just like in a maintenance phase, you will have both healthy liver function and good blood sugar balance, because you've done the work on both sides. And it's a beautiful thing. So I hope that this helps. If you're here from TikTok and you saw the delicious, cucumber clear skin tonic, I shared that recipe in the skin class workshop. And so when you join the skin class, on that page, you'll scroll and you'll see a ton of beverage recipes that are really good for the skin. The reason that I like to use beverages as part of a client protocol to help with skin is that when they're made correctly, the nutrient delivery to the system is very, very quick. But there's some things you have to consider, of course, because you don't want a beverage that's going to spike your blood sugar, because it's like, yeah, it is helping your liver, but if it's spiking your blood sugar, one cancels out the other. Nonetheless, I digress. When you join the skin class, you'll get that recipe recipe, and you'll get other recipes as well. But again, when it comes to making elixirs and things that are good for your skin, make sure that it has ingredients that benefit the skin. Things like celery, cucumber, even peppers are great, really hydrating, lots of vitamins, lots of minerals, having antioxidant fruits that aren't high in sugar. So things like berries are great. And I always like things like lemon and citrus because those are just incredibly cleansing for the liver and the gut. So you'll get the full recipe for the blueberry cucumber clear skin tonic in the skin class, but I've just told you how to come up with your own elixirs on your own. Get creative in your kitchen. I can't wait to see all of them. And if you have any questions or comments, or you want to inquire about one-on-one coaching, please comment below. There's also a link to get some information about coaching, and I'll message you. So lots of options. Nonetheless, I hope that this helps. I hope that if you are dealing with a skin issue right now, that this video helps, and that this helps you understand where to start. Because I know for me, when I was healing my neck to ankle eczema breakout, there were a lot of questions about where to start, and I've just helped you figure out where to start for yourself. So have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video.